So hello, welcome to Blake's Den. Something a bit different today. I'm not playing about with minis, but I'm going to try and get my Westwood Gazelle W11 from 1981 out of storage. So last used this in, I think it was October last year. It's now middle of February. I'm going to need to start using it again and cutting the grass in March. So I think I'll pull it out and I'll see if it'll run. I think I also need to give it a bit of a service and an oil change as well. So right, first thing, pull it out of the shed. It's February. I've dragged it out into the sunlight now so you can see it a bit better. So what it is, it's a W11 Westwood Gazelle, so 36-inch cut, 11 horsepower Briggs engine. Single cylinder, fairly reliable sort of thing. So I don't know if you saw my previous video on this, but I'll post a video. I bought this, I ran it for a bit, it completely lost compression. Turned out it was the seat on the exhaust valve had come loose. Fixed that and I put it back into use. When I last used this, back in October, whenever it was, I wound in the fuel cut-off. So that will have kept the engine running, so that drained the carburetor float of all the petrol in there, so there shouldn't be anything residual in there. I also emptied the fuel tank completely. So it's no petrol in it whatsoever. So first job is put a load of petrol in it, turn on that fuel valve and see what happens. So put some fresh petrol in, turn the fuel on, which is this one here, and yeah, it seemed to be leaking, so you can just see there's an odd drip here and there. I've actually made it a little bit better. I just basically reset that springy clip. Not sure why it's doing that really. I can't remember it doing it before. So yeah, that should be open, fuel on. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be leaking now. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right, I've also got the battery here. The battery's been in the garage all winter in the relative warmth. It's been on charge a couple of times as well, so we'll connect that up. It's actually a motorcycle battery on this one. I don't think it's the right battery, but just drop it in there and connect positive and negative and see what happens. Right, with the battery connected, turn on the ignition now. I've added an aftermarket voltmeter down here, so you can see we've got 12.9 volts, so we should be fine. So right, I think we'll put the choke into the fully on position and we'll see if this will start. Just before I've done that, I've checked the oil as well. It's got enough oil in. I am going to do an oil change on it now, but after it's run. That'll be a no. So I've just put my booster pack on to give it a bit of a helping hand. We'll try again. You can hear it wanting to go. With the spark plug out, you can see it's quite fouled, so I'm just going to give it a quick clean with a wire brush, put that back in and see if that makes a difference. Okay, third attempt. We've got spark. I've cleaned up the spark plug, checked it's got a spark, put a tiny bit of fuel straight into the carb. Now let's see what happens. Runs. Let's try that again. keep taking the choke off too fast. So that seems to be running fine now. So the alternator's working, it's charging. Still letting it warm up a bit before I put it onto an idle, and then I'll change the oil whilst the oil's warmed up. And that's a bit better, it's on idle now. Probably just about to conk out, maybe got the idle a touch low. But yeah, runs alright. Right, let's see about changing the oil. Ah, there we are. Idle is too low. So there's a square sort of plug in there. If you remove that, that should drain the oil. Now, that's not very clever really, because it's going to go all over the deck. Well, all over the chassis really. The one I had before had a little spout which sort of came out to here. So yeah, so we're going to try something different today. I'm going to try sucking the oil out. I've got a 12-volt suction pump. I've never really used it before, so shall we see if it works. Got it connected up to my jumper pack. Right, turn that on. So there's all the old oil coming out, and it should come out down here into this tub here. So it helps having the oil a little bit warmer, as it makes it flow easier. So there we are, it's reached the pump now, so then it should come out the other side. There you go. So that'll take a little bit of a while to come through. Probably do for shorter tube on it really. I don't know what the capacity of oil is in this, but it'll not be much. It's only a small engine. You ready? You ready? So I'm just going to leave that running and come back when it's finished. So the pump is now gone higher speed, and you might be able to hear sort of a suction sound there, so I think that's pretty much all the oil out of it. So I'll leave it running a bit longer, just trying to get a final total. So the oil is finished draining, about somewhere between just over half a litre. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in one of those. There are their advantages and disadvantages. Advantage is they're quite clean, easy to use. Disadvantage is you never quite get all the oil out. But yeah, I think for this it works quite well. So I've put some fresh oil in. It recommends using SAE 30, so single grade, straight grade 30. When you go on the Briggs website, it actually, you can put your engine in and it'll tell you what's fine, and pretty much anything which is running in black does the job. I've put in 15W30, which is fine. It says I'm in the UK, it's quite, I wouldn't say it's tropical here. I'll probably be using this in between 10 to 20 degrees out ambient temperature. If it gets above that, it gets a bit warm for doing stuff. So I think I benefit from the lower 15 grade, and then obviously the multi-grade, it's 30 when it's hot, so which is what Briggs recommends. So I'm just going to let that oil settle a bit. I'll check the level and then we'll give it a final run. One last thing I want to do before I run this again. Now I just want to compression test the engine. When I put this back in use, I was getting compression, but it was like 40 psi, which is way too low. I just want to see whether that's improved or not. So we open the throttle to full, but not on choke. And then I've got the compression tester in there, so we'll see what it says. 2 seconds, right. So what does that say? Oh, it's gone up. That's like 60 something. Still not great. And I think it does have piston ring problems, this, because if I pop the oil filler off and spin it over, you can see it's sort of spitting stuff out there, so it's definitely got some blow by. I was going to rebuild this engine, but yeah, it just never happened. I've actually got another one I could drop in. It's an 8 horsepower one, so it's a little bit down on power, but that's my plan should this fall over. But I'll just keep running it till something happens. So, right, final run, and then it's back in the shed ready for spring. So I'm happy with the oil, so let's see if it'll run again. Bit of choke. There we are. Right, I'll let that warm up again and then we'll put it back in the shed. So there we are, all done. Runs quite well considering it's got all that blowback and compression issues. A couple of things I didn't do. I didn't change the drive belt. I didn't change the cutting belt. I know they're both fine because they've been done recently. So if you've liked watching this video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. Just press the little subscribe button below and the notification button. You'll get notified of all my new videos. There'll definitely be more videos of this project, plus my other projects. If you like it as well, press the like button, leave a comment. I quite like that interaction with people who I know watching my videos. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.